Hello, hello. I'm going to be unboxing my first true analog synth, the fantastic little Moog Werkstatt-01. I believe, yep, cheapest Moog-branded analog monosynth that money can buy. I think it started life as a freebie at a synth convention that they later decided, as it went down so well, to turn into a retail product. So, let's go. Quote from Dr. Moog: "Everything has some consciousness, and we tap into that. It is about energy at its most basic level." I like the circuit board themed decorations on everything there as well. Got a nice faceplate here. We've got a single oscillator, a choice of pulse and saw waves there. Pulse width modulation should be nice. A single LFO for modulation. Voltage controlled filter, envelope, voltage controlled amplifier, and of course and a key for the pin header for the control voltage expander. And these little row of holes down here should be for a very simple 1-octave button keyboard, and a little glide knob down there as well. Very nice. Right, let's get further into it. Second half of the case. Now, I think, if I'm correct, all this will need for assembly is a screwdriver. So when it calls itself a synth kit, it's more kind of like the Lego of synths than fully building a synth from scratch. So here we have the control voltage expander board. Nice and easy to integrate into any existing modular setup. Nice little touch there. Someone's drawn a cat on the bag. Here we have the brains of the operation. We have the main board, so all pre-populated, no soldering required. We've got the control voltage header, all our knobs all labelled, our row of buttons for keyboard control there. We've got power in, I assume, an audio out, jumper cables, and of course the screws, caps for various knobs, and I assume button caps for the keyboard. That's quite nice. They included a bag of 5 short 3.5mm jack cables. Nice little patch cables there. Very colourful warranty registration card there in postcard form, ready to send off. Very nice. Doubles up as a little thank you card. Oh wow! Now this, I'll have to take a photo of this separately because I can't do this justice with the camera in its current position. A very simplistic user guide for the control voltage expander. I will be looking at that later on. And a preset. So I've seen 2 presets with it so far. We've got one on this card here, and one is actually upside down, but it's actually inside the box art itself. The voltage-controlled filter is a classic 24 decibel per octave Moog ladder filter, which shapes sound by attenuating and or emphasizing certain harmonic elements. Nice little exploded cutaway there. I'm just going to talk over this nice little sped up build montage here. So the actual build process was mostly painless. Everything was pretty simple. One thing I would say, what you can't see is the amount of time it took me to try and bend the top plate into case. As it was, the 90-degree edge of it wasn't quite 90 degrees. I couldn't get it to actually fit over the buttons of the 1-octave keyboard at first. I had to bend it further against the edge of my desk. And also getting the sides of the case into the side screws was pretty tough. The bottom of the case needed a bit of pushing inwards, side moves a bit, pushing inwards as well. To be fair, the manual does warn you about that. Well, I say warn you, they say that the screws might be difficult to put in the first time you do it. It's a bit of an underestimation, but it wasn't too bad, it's all in one piece. Now, to go along with this, I also of course need some source of control voltage to control the thing, so I bought myself a little KORG SQ-1 16-step control voltage sequencer, and I hacked a metronome into the sync input to try and have an actual controlled BPM tempo. Played around with things, got a little bit of a sequence going, and then so the Werkstatt itself is making the melody line, including the nice little squelchy squeaky bits. Anyway, here's a demo track. So in closing, this thing is great fun. There is a fair bit of volume drop when you open up the filter resonance, but apparently that's pretty standard with 24 decibel per octave slope analog filter. So yeah, it's great fun. I don't really know what I'm doing with a modular synth yet, but I would recommend it to anyone who wants to try such a thing out. You will need something to sequence it, unless you just want to be playing it by tapping on the 1 octave worth of buttons. But yeah, give it a go. Now, a few days after I bought this, I also heard about the Behringer Crave, which seems like potentially an even nicer synth for modular beginners. Has a built-in sequencer, so also built-in MIDI to CV, a 32-step sequencer, I believe, basically equivalent to the Werkstatt-01 plus an SQ-1 built-in, plus more inputs and outputs. Don't have one myself, but also take a look at that if you're looking for a nice starting point. That's all for now. In just under an hour's time, I'm going to hit publish on my second album. Link in the description below. If you do decide to go pick it up, hope you enjoy.